Hello violinists, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're playing Summer Sun from the Fiddle Time Joggers book. I'll play it for you first. And while I do that, I want you to have a very special look at my bowing. And I want you to ask yourself this question: what's happening to the bowing? Here we go. Today I have put a little sticker in the middle of my bow, and I was hoping that that might have helped you spotting what is happening to the bow. So this piece is one that has a very clear structure, that you play a whole bow and then 2 notes, half a bow, then a whole bow, 2 notes, half a bow, and so on. So if you haven't already got a sticker on your bow, perhaps you can put a bit of sellotape or a little pencil mark, or if you have a sticker, put a sticker in the middle of your bow, because when you learn to feel where the middle of your bow is, your bowing will improve no end. So put a sticker on before you watch the rest of this video, and then you can join in with me playing it and trying to fit those 2 crotchets whenever you come across them on either the upper half of the bow or the lower half of the bow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Upper half. Lower half. Upper half. 1. Whole bow. 3, 4. Whole bow. Upper half. Whole bow again. Upper half. Whole bow. Lower half. Whole bow. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how lovely and structured the bowing is in this piece. I really want you to work hard trying to get your crotchet notes alternating on the upper half and on the lower half of the bow. So shall we just try that again? From the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely job. Very well done with that bowing. Now, you may have noticed that you play on the G string, D string and A string in this piece. And you may remember from an earlier lesson that we were doing our seesaw exercise, and perhaps we can do that one again today. We haven't touched on it for a couple of lessons now, so let's just review our technique on there. You know that your right elbow is higher on the G string than it is on the E string. And I want you to become really aware of those different elbow levels when you play the violin. You see, so this way you can learn to feel where all those different levels are. Great. Now this time I want you to have a look at your music, and you can perhaps see that in bar 1 you play only on the G string, and in bar 2 and 3 you play on the D string. Okay, so what happens after bar 1, your elbow should drop down a little bit. And you do that during playing the second finger. So while you play the G and the first finger and the beginning of the second finger, your elbow stays level with the G string. And while you play the second finger, I'll show you this. Can you see my elbow just going there? So my elbow is getting prepared to go to the D string. Let's play that, and let's stop halfway along the second finger. Here we go. And stop. Now drop your elbow slightly, although your bow still stays on the G string. So my elbow is going down. Look, it's only a tiny movement, but that's what it does. And now you can perhaps look here, because you can see that your bow is very, very close to the D string. It's really almost already on the D string. So now let's go and play that D, and let's then stop halfway along the third bar so that we can prepare ourselves to go to the A string. So start on along D. Now drop your elbow even further down. Look, can you see that tiny little movement? And then I don't need to go very far to go from D to A. No, that now has reduced to that sort of movement, you see? Now, that requires a lot of thinking while you play, and you have already been thinking about a lot of other things, so let's not worry so much now about the long bows and the short bows, the whole bows and the lower half and the upper half and so on, because we now fully need to focus on those string levels. So let's start it again from the beginning. 3, 4. Drop your elbow. Because now you can see the next bar, bar 9, is all on the A string, and so is the first note in bar 10, but after that, halfway along that A, first note of bar 10, we need to raise our elbow again because we're going to go to the D string, you see. So let's start line 2, and let's really think about those elbow levels again. Raise your elbow, look, there it goes. That's all it is, okay? Rest. And now here is fairly straightforward, your elbow level, isn't it? Because you just set your bow on the G string, your elbow is high, but think about the transition between bar 13 and 14. Drop your elbow. Drop your elbow. raise your elbow. Raise your elbow in preparation for the G string. And drop your elbow. Can you see that? I'm just dropping it. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you first start to learn your elbow levels, that gets really confusing. But if you stop halfway through a note and think, what's happening to my elbow? And you do that all the time for a couple of weeks, then that becomes second nature. And it will make your progress really superb in the next couple of weeks and months when you already incorporate those elbow levels. Remember, our pieces are gradually going to be a little bit harder and perhaps a little bit faster as well. So if you already incorporate that technique in your playing, you have slightly less to think about in the near future. So have a really good go at these elbow levels and it will really make your progress awesome. Shall we just play for fun the whole song without thinking too much and worrying too much about the techniques? There is a time for practicing and there is a time for just having fun playing this piece. So we're going to go slightly faster after 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely, lovely playing. Well done. Do please write in the comments section if you have any comments or questions. And please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button so I can let you know whenever the next lesson is released. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.